have some straight talk, guys. Rob Domofsky said on our show yesterday that the Packers are trying to get Rodgers to have Zoom press conferences.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems to me like Aaron Rodgers before the season wanted the Packers to work on their people skills, the front office, to respect him as a person and solicit his opinions, and certainly don't kick him out of the office when he says, hey, guys, I kind of like this receiver, stuff like that. But, Key, it doesn't seem to me that Rodgers has reciprocated the kind of level of respect that he's looking for them if they know he's not vaccinated. They know what could wind up happening. He obviously wants to keep it under wraps. They're trying to play ball, and they're like, "Yo, Aaron, could you just wear a mask to the And no, because that would blow his spot. He doesn't want to do it. He put him in a kind of bad situation, didn't he?
Well, I don't know if they are actively trying to get him to do Zoom, or they wanted him to do it and he wanted to do it live. I don't know which
or
way it
you mean
is.
Now they're saying, hey, now do it.
Now
okay.
maybe it's let's do it now. Now that the what is it?
Cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. Let's do it now.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say when you go back and you look at the situation from the beginning in training camp, when he had his whole ritual, whatever the heck it is, and the NFL did not sign off on his other options that he thought, okay, I get it. They didn't sign off on
herbs and spices.
Yeah, the herbs
alternative
and spices,
remedies.
alternative remedies, all that sort of stuff. Immunize,
Cold press juice.
what is it again?
Immunize.
Immunized. I get it. Salt and pepper on the forehead. I got it. But the league knew that he was not vaccinated based on them not signing off on it. The Green Bay Packers also knew he wasn't vaccinated because the league didn't sign off on it. Aaron Rodgers also knew he wasn't vaccinated because he's Aaron Rodgers, and he knows the Green Bay Packers knew that the league didn't sign off on it. So you got all three. On top of that, the league is watching all the games every single weekend. Whether you're on the sidelines, whether you're on the field, they all know, Max, what the deal is. And so in the end, they're the ones, in my opinion, all three of them are guilty.
Yeah, but if there's going to be punishment, it's going to be interesting to see who is the target. Like, hey, you are the one who's supposed to be accountable. Here's Matt LaFleur, head coach of the Green Bay Packers, on if protocols are being followed. Jay, check this out.
Hey, Matt, I know earlier you said you're 100% confident in following protocols inside the building. Can you explain why Aaron Rodgers would be allowed to be unmasked for those media availabilities?
That's not what I said. I said within our football space, meeting rooms, walk through everything we do in that area.
Are there different rules for media availability?
I don't pay attention to the media rules.
So he's masked in those areas. That's what he's saying. Pretty much?
You have to be in those areas. On top of
Masked,
that, the extra protection for the organization is there's cameras literally everywhere.
So in the football spaces, he doesn't consider the press conference
A football space, even though it's probably in the building where they conduct all of their football operations.
Don't we all know what's going to happen? I mean, Aaron Rodgers is going to receive a
Slap
little
on
bit of
the
a
wrist.
fine,
Yeah.
a slap on the wrist. The team will receive a fine. NFL won't make a big deal of it because they're part of the situation as well. And the Green Bay Packers will move on.
I don't know if it'll be just a slap on the wrist that the Green Bay Packers will move on, because in this situation, there's outrage throughout the NFL in terms of other teams and front office people pushing back on whatever the NFL is thinking about doing. They're like, well, y'all just allowing him to do whatever he wants to do. This is reckless behavior. So you got other teams that are now screaming at the NFL.
I hear you, but I mean, if you're Aaron Rodgers, you're sitting there saying, okay, like I did this, but like this is also onus on the team. Like there's almost fallback, like there's cover by the team here for Aaron Rodgers.
I think
because the team has allowed him to do that.
Well, they're going to wind up probably snapping some draft picks. If you go back and you listen to Adam Schefter when he was on with us along many other shows on ESPN, he talked about look at some of the other teams that have been penalized for their behavior in these protocols and not following them. And then you go from there. This is more egregious than those.
I think part of the reason that we focus so much on there was Kyrie, now there's Aaron Rodgers, and we agree that Kyrie at least was straightforward about it. Mm-hmm. Aaron Rodgers wasn't. Was the reality is this is a larger societal issue. There's a lot of misinformation around the vaccines. And there's huge, and there was even an anti-vax. I'm not saying everyone who doesn't have it is necessarily anti-vax. Some people are cautious, some people are whatever.
Yeah.
But there was an anti-vax movement before there was COVID.
Yeah.
And it was based on low quality information, misinformation. And I think that is still so prevalent that when these issues come up, it serves as like a proxy war for these kind of societal stresses, right? The people who say, "Come on, everybody, let's get out of this. Everyone get vaccinated," and other people saying, "Wait a minute, we don't know long-term effects." And and of course, people who get vaccinated say, "You don't know the long-term effects of COVID either," right? That seems like that is going to be worse. But the point is, these things pop up, and now all of our attention focuses on that because of what's happening in a broader way.
So I agree with you. I think Aaron Rodgers will be criticized and he will be beat up in the public court of opinion. But are you guys suggesting that he gets suspended?
I don't know about what they're going to do as far as suspension goes.
I don't think they're going to suspend him.
That's out of my hands, but I do know that there's other teams and front office executives around the league that don't like what the Green Bay Packers did, and therefore they're going to put the pressure on the NFL to do something. What that something is, I have no idea.
That's what I'm asking you is, if you were the NFL, would you suspend Aaron Rodgers?
If the press conference area is indoors and that rule applies to the press conference area, which to the best of my knowledge it does,
because it's connected to the building,
and he's showing up without a mask, and the team was covering and all that stuff, I would suspend him at least one game. At least one game.
Yeah, and it's not even about the facility, Jay. It's about the misleading of Aaron Rodgers.
Here's Rob Demovsky, ESPN Packers reporter, on this show, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max, yesterday.
They've tried to get him to wear masks in press conferences or do it on Zoom. He has not. The league fully knows that he's been doing this, so why they haven't tried to put a stop to it. And I think Kirk Cousins in Minneapolis might be doing the same thing. I think he's doing his press conferences in person, and he is unvaccinated. He has been public about it. So who the onus is on is probably a little bit on everybody. But if you're the team, I mean, you can't hold a guy down, strap a mask to his face before you send him into the media auditorium. I'm not sure what else you do.
So what do you do with Kirk Cousins?
Well, you don't do anything with Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins didn't mislead the league, the team, the fan base. He told everybody, "Hey, man, I'm not vaccinated.
Yeah,
I'm wearing a mask at the press conference. I'm doing."
No, but they said Kirk Cousins wasn't wearing a mask at times at press conferences.
Oh, okay.
Right? So I mean, I hear he didn't mislead, but it's still the same situation essentially.
The misleading part of it is the issue. Maybe the league doesn't care about the press conferences. Maybe they don't care that they don't wear masks in the press conferences. Maybe that's.
But I would say that something has to happen with Kirk Cousins too if he's violating a rule knowingly. But the big difference is, since Kirk Cousins, and we really are litigating here a gray area, right? Because Aaron Rodgers clearly misled. I mean, that's obvious, right? And the Packers were part of the cover-up, publicly misleading. So when Kirk Cousins is at a press conference, everyone in the room knows he's not vaccinated.
They already know.
When Aaron Rodgers is not. So
understood.
I think there is a difference there, even if it's not in the letter of the law, certainly in the spirit of it, right?
Yeah, because if I know something versus don't know something, it's a big difference.
Yeah, that's Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. Aaron Rodgers is not the only figure in sports who could be facing discipline. That's after Key has this from Indeed.
We get it. It's your business, and you want to be involved in all the decision-making, especially who to hire. Then you need Indeed, the all-in one-time hiring platform that makes it easy to attract, screen, interview candidates all in one place. With smart tools like Instant Match, you instantly get a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed fits your job description the minute you sponsor a job. Spend less time sifting through resumes and more time saying, well, you know what? You're hired. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Today on ESPN Daily, this is Barry Bonds' last chance to be voted by the writers